So, dude, we're getting into it, and we got to talk the goods. And you know what I'm talking about.
The good?
Yeah. So, dude, it's been too long. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, by the way. But, dude, we got to talk the Deadpool 3 trailer.
Dude, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Is what it's called.
It has a name.
It has a name.
And once it has a name, it has a life.
And once it has a life...
It has a journey.
And once the journey is complete...
Then we are into Secret Wars!
I know. So, dude, it actually does look fantastic.
I knew it! All these naysayers, there were so many people out there that were like, oh, they're gonna totally shave, not shave his balls, what's better? Trim his, not even trim. They were gonna snip his balls off. Whatever they were gonna do to Ryan's balls, they were gonna make him more Disney.
Ballless.
They were gonna take away that edginess of Deadpool, the way
Which we're all afraid of, yeah.
Nobody was afraid of that. I wasn't. There was a lot of naysayers that were afraid of it, and they were like, it's not going to be as good as it could be. They're going to ruin, Deadpool's going to be ruined. Look at our comment section. Deadpool's going to, it's the end of Deadpool. Dude, that trailer drops, and he's...
Highest viewed trailer.
Of all time. Agent Zeroing, where he's catching the magazines upside down and cocking off of his shoulders,
dude,
and even in the elevator where he comes up out of a split, and then
there's a woo! Yeah, it's so good. It's so Deadpool.
You can tell because they started out with him like blowing out candles, and these last couple of years have been hard, but thanks to you guys, you could tell that he is just dying to kill some people.
Oh yeah.
And as soon as he gets the chance, he is so excited. With ding and the guns and the belts and the symbols on it. Like, he is so happy he's gonna get to just cut people up and shit. Like, I love it.
And we are too.
Yeah, we are
just
too.
As excited
Welcome back, Deadpool. And he's
accompanied by Wolverine.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's, dude, come on. The fight we've all wanted to see, but instead of just a fight, they're going to go on a bro journey together. That's better than a fight.
But it starts in the trailer. We just see them fighting. So, and he's like, hey, you old buffoon, whatever he says, you hairy bastard, whatever he says, help me up. And he's like, nope, never mind, I'm good right here.
Yeah.
But so I'm convinced that, given life, what's up, my buddy? So I'm convinced that the Logan we see sitting in the chair,
in Madrigal.
I think it's potentially Madrigal. Yeah,
It's gotta be
the casino.
Yeah.
So I think that is Daniel Radcliffe, perhaps Wolverine.
It could be. And he seems thin. Like when you see him in the trailer, it's a smaller guy.
It's not Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
The Hugh Jackman. It's not. And here's why I think this.
What an awful Wolverine idea.
I disagree. And I'll tell you what. Because we know Daniel Radcliffe is short. We know Wolverine is short in the comics.
Yeah.
So I could think it could be a genius gag, actually. We see him what?
If that's all it could be.
No, listen.
Okay.
You're not getting what I'm saying here. Daniel Radcliffe, what do we see of that Wolverine? We just see him doing what?
Playing cards.
In a what kind
casino?
Of position? Where
sitting down. Okay.
So here's the gag. The gag is that he comes up to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, Wolvie, whatever. I thought you were blah 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 blah, whatever he says, right?"
Okay. Yeah.
And then Wolverine, Daniel Radcliffe, Wolverine stands up, but he's like 5'4".
Exactly. He's this little tiny guy.
So that's the gang. He's like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. Which is what he is in the comics, a little tiny guy.
I'm used to pegging friendo, but Disney's not.
Dude,
so good.
He's so ugly for that. We've had Hugh Jackman, this like
Hugh
really
Jackman.
Big, tough, cigar smoking, go F yourself.
But also like the sweetest
guy.
Les Miserables musical person.
Well, no, in his other
I'm saying
work.
the character, yeah. No.
But Expelliarmus is not something I'm looking forward to.
Dude, how long have you been waiting to pull out that fucking chestnut?
Since you mentioned his name. Expelliarmus.
That'd be the worst thing to hear.
Picture him with chops, and he's this big.
I love it because he's hairy. He's a hairy little bastard.
Yeah, he's a hairy little kid.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Fucking hairy. That's why he got cast.
Hairiest Potter.
The hairiest Potter.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm not into it. Pick anybody else.
Really?
Yeah. If he kills him right then and there, and that's the end of the gag, I'm okay with it. I just don't want too much of this gag because.
I do want to talk a little bit about the Shane Gillis SNL stuff.
Okay.
Because that was cool. I do know you sent me a crazy picture, and that's why this video is titled what it is, Military Magic Tricks.
Ooh.
What are we talking about, dude?
How do you
Wild
make
stuff?
the military disappear?
I don't know. But hey, what's up, Chad? We got Tina, we got Given Life, we got D Livewire, we got Chase Man, we got all the homies, buddy. We got them all. Hey guys, what's up? So but before we get to any of that, I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Ready? We didn't plan for this. Okay? Throw you a curvy. Fantastic forecasting. We know who the people are.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts here? We have Vanessa Kirby as
perfect.
Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Into it. She can do it. We get it.
What do you think about Reed Richards, Mr.
Too
Fantastic?
old.
I think so too.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. He's a great.
Doesn't look.
What's the gentleman's name? He's the best. Anton Yelchin. God rest
the guy who played him in Multiverse of Madness.
No. Oh. That's John Krasinski. What's his name?
Who's in everything?
Pedro Pascal.
I was going to say
Too
Paul
old.
Perez.
The best actor. Magnificent.
Oh no, he can play anything. Just don't play everything.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you're the Mandalorian and you're the world's smartest man. Reed Richards.
Come on, man.
And then the Thing's not really a big deal because they're going to CG him.
Yeah, that sucks for the Thing.
And then for Johnny Storm, little flame boy.
Yeah, who is Johnny Storm? What actor?
You're caught up on season on Stranger Things, right?
Yeah.
It's the kid who he was like the rock and roll kid who was like befriended the kids from Stranger Things. Befriended the weird little one who with the lisp, the teeth.
Yeah,
he befriended him. He's like a nerdy, not the brother of.
I know that's where
he's the best. He would have been great.
So he's perfect
as Johnny Storm. He would have been fucking great.
He's great.
But no,
why am I having
he has
a hard
long
time?
black hair.
Okay,
he's sort of,
but he's not a main.
He was in like season 3, I believe it was. He's like the friend. Anyway, fucking that guy.
Stranger Things kid. Okay.
Stranger Things guy.
I'll try and think of it.
Who cares? But he's in it. And then, so what do we think? We think Vanessa Kirby perfect. We think Pedro Pascal too old, and we think the other two. I mean, whatever, right?
So in the comics, he always had like the gray sides. I mean, so you can have an older, stretchy.
Oh, you know what time it is, Jared?
Tina Zarega, look at you. Look at you.
With the great donation. Tina, thank you so very much. You are the queen. You are the bee's knees.
Very kind. Very kind.
Too kind. You're beautiful. You're amazing.
So in the Storm, we're saying they need a Black Wolverine, says Given Life. Do they have one?
There should be a variant.
Is there a variant of a Black Wolverine ever?
I don't know.
That would be sick, actually. Dude, Panther. Have you heard where they're going with that franchise?
Where they're gonna have the son
be actually the new T'Challa and have that.
Because he's named T'Challa.
He's gonna be sick as hell. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, same.
So Black Panther's heading in a good direction, and we're actually gonna get Panther 3 before Secret Wars.
So
he'll play a role.
I know they're rushing forward with it.
Yeah, he's gonna play a big part of Secret Wars.
Is the MCU gonna be back on track?
Dude, Deadpool will change everything. I've always believed this, that we've been waiting for this film. They're going to reset things. They're going to cut limbs off, figuratively and literally of these branches that we don't need. They're going to get rid of characters we don't care about. They're going to introduce the idea of other actors and variants that can play characters that we all love
like
and
the
miss.
Fox universe characters.
We're gonna get X-Men, and by the end of all of this, we're gonna have one universe, 616, with mutants, with the Illuminati, with the Avengers, with everybody. We're gonna have everybody in one universe,
and I'm excited for it.
And Mysterio's gonna save it because Mysterio was right.
Mysterio. I forgot you're a Mysterio believer.
No, that'd be great. This whole time I'm like on his side.
You're a Mysterio.
I believe him.
So we'll talk more Marvel even at the end of the episode.
Yeah, we can go there later.
Before we get there, before we get to the end of the episode, Shane Gillis hosted SNL.
Yeah. Are you a fan of his?
I'm a huge fan.
I think he's funny. I've heard him on Rogan.
He's the greatest newer working comic today.
Okay.
Like Louis C.K., Dave Chappelle are the bee's knees. They're the best working comics. Jeselnik's
those are big
fantastic.
names. Do you think he's on par with those names? Like for real?
Man, yeah.
He is funny. His Trump is dead on. Dude.
It's so funny.
He's so good.
It's so good. Dude, Beautiful Dogs is the greatest special I've seen in a very long time.
What was the joke he made? He goes, Biden's the only president that you could punch assassinate him.
Yeah, he's the best. Dude, he made a joke that he got because he got canceled, right?
Dude, how could you not? Just what he did in his SNL I imagine he's gotten a lot of backlash, right?
Yeah,
I think
talk about
canceling's
that.
losing its
it already
its
has.
power,
It already
for
has
sure.
quite a bit.
So people are kind of done with that shit.
There's this article, like the New York Times or somebody wrote it, and even in the context of the article, where they're trying to shit on him and be like, he says this terrible stuff.
He's awful.
Even in the context of reading it, the joke is still fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
That's how you know it's a great joke. Here's what it was. That's how you know it's a genuine fucking banger of a joke.
Yeah.
It's also a total banger.
A drop I have never fucking used.
I love that drop. Though.
I know it's worth it because it's
total banger.
But you're reading and it says Shane Gillis made a terrible joke. Blah blah blah. It was homophobe and this and that.
Yeah.
He said he called this celebrity. I forget who it was. He said this celebrity is gayer than ISIS. That's so good. Saying something's gayer than ISIS? That's genius, dude.
Yeah, come on.
Genius.
That's fun. That
Dude,
is
yeah,
funny.
it's like
That's brilliant.
Let's make up Richard Gere, dude. He's gayer than ISIS.
That's
so
it's
funny.
It's
that even reading it in the
funny.
context of cancel this piece of shit.
That's not
it's
hateful.
hysterical.
It's not going to cause violence towards a specific
opposite,
group of
bro.
people.
Yeah.
It does. There's nothing negative about that.
No, nothing.
It is just funny.
It's like it's like
Comedians
objectively
have to be able to
hilarious.
go to those places.
That's why comedians exist, bro.
That's
Yeah,
why the
of
court
course.
jesters existed. There needed to be somebody to put the king in his place without getting his head chopped off, because everyone needs to laugh. I've heard stories of Native American tribes where if you couldn't make fun of something, then people would like freak out. Like why? Like you had to be able to make fun of everything, even the chief, even the person in charge.
Yeah.
They needed to be able to be made fun of.
Yeah.
Otherwise it was looked down.
yeah,
on. What's wrong with that?
If we can't joke about it, yeah, what the fuck?
What's going on here?
Weird.
And in the real world and in the modern world, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We need to be able to pull these things into the light, even if they're dark or even if they're edgy, and be able to laugh about them. That's how change is made. That's how hands get shaken. That's how groups come together.
Given Life saying, there's CTB.
Yep. She
Member,
in the chat.
she got that beautiful membership too.
That is pretty cool.
But so Given Life said comedians should be able to say whatever they want to say as long as not talking about kids. I get that.
Yeah, no hate. There's no.
So
as long as it's not hateful. Like,
so
that's what,
after Shane's
kind of the line.
Yeah. So after Shane did his SNL opening monologue, he did one of these. He was like while the camera was like panning out, you could tell he wasn't happy about it.
Okay.
Here's why. I thought it was funny. I didn't think it was the greatest of all time.
Me
right?
either, yeah.
But it was funny. Here's why I think it wasn't great. And it could have been because he knows he got fired from SNL, so he had to mention that, right?
Yeah.
So he knows he has to mention the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So that already narrows the scope a little bit.
Good
right?
for him though.
But I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then here's the other thing. So he has to mention this, and then he has to try to be funny, right? And he has to try to be edgy because he can't just come back after being canceled and fired and come back and be like a clean comic.
Oh, yeah. And
Everyone
then
would give him
all
shit for that.
tame, yeah.
Exactly. But he can't also come back hard and be like,
It'd be too much.
Transgender.
That's
You know,
not
he
funny.
can't do it.
Yeah.
So he had to toe a crazy line.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it wasn't great. Because he even knew, fuck, I'm towing this line. And so every joke, because he knew that beforehand, I think he had preconceived ideas of what it was going to be like. So every time a joke didn't get immediate laughing applause, like grand applause and standing ovations, he was like, oh, I thought, I'm sorry, stupid joke, whatever. Like already shitting on himself.
Do you think people really know who he is? Do you think he's very well known?
It's sort of hard to say because I know him so well because I'm very much into the comic scene.
Okay.
I know every comedian.
Right.
That's popular.
So if you're not in the comic scene, mainstream comedy,
so
he's
you
not
you can
there.
speak to that.
Yeah. So I asked my fiance,
Okay.
do you know who this is? She said no. I go, have you ever heard the name?
She said
Shane
yes.
Gillis. No. Never even heard the
wow.
name.
That's
I was
surprising.
like, this guy can sell out a stadium and you don't even know his name.
Yeah.
That shows you the power of the Rogan verse. Joe Rogan has this power because of the audience he's garnered, where if he wants you in his atmosphere and puts you out there on his show that has millions of viewers,
That's all it is. It's
you are instant.
if he wanted Cameron on his show, Cameron now has millions of people
Isn't that crazy?
that know his name.
Yeah, he's got he has such an audience
So
that
guys,
he's got the power to launch you.
I didn't want to do this so early into the show, but I am going to be on Rogan next week.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
That'd be so fucking sick.
That'd be the greatest. Yeah.
That'd be crazy. What if he said, I want one of you guys to come on?
Yeah, it could only be one, though.
Only one.
Yeah, so I'd have to do it.
Yeah. We'd have to fight to the death.
Yeah, we would. In his office.
In his honor, in his office.
Yeah.
So before I slit your throat, I'd say, for you, Joseph. Right?
Then he's like, well, now I kind of don't want you on the show because
he's like, I really thought Jared was going to win.
Both of you. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah.
So, you killed him for no reason.
I'm bumping you for Gillis.
Yeah, dude, could you imagine? You would go through that.
How fun of a show to do, and he has YouTubers on all the time.
I would be honestly.
podcasters
I would
on.
get kidney stones. I'd be so scared. I'd be like,
Really?
dude. I'd have so much anxiety. My whole head would go bald.
That's
I would lose
funny.
every hair.
I feel like I would be in the total opposite. He and I think about a lot of the same stuff, and because I've listened to his show enough now, I almost feel like there's like comfortable with what the show is.
Dude, you sound like such.
So I feel like I could just
you know what that's
relax.
called? You know what that's called?
Huh?
It's called a parasocial relationship, Jared.
No. You're taking it in a weird way.
I'm saying, I know him. Like, I know that we get along. You have a parasocial relationship.
That's not what I'm saying.
And it's of a homosexual nature.
No, you're taking it to a weird place. What I mean by that is, I get the idea of what the show is.
Oh yeah.
So I don't feel like I would be like, what's going to happen?
I don't feel. I'm not saying I'd go in there like,
I think it'd be.
Who are you and where am I? What are we
Right.
talking about? No, I'd be like, I got to be funny. I got to be on. I got to be clever. I got to be smart. I got to be there with the facts.
I think that's like the opposite way to go. Because
I'm not saying I'd try to do
what
that.
he's
I'm
the
saying it would
best at
happen.
doing is just having a conversation, and the conversation just goes wherever it goes. There's no agenda there. I like that. The guest might have an agenda, but he doesn't. It's just a conversation. So just let him take the wheel.
Well, he sort of has an agenda. He's like,
goes.
okay, I got to mention bow hunting. I got to mention elk meat.
You're right. Yeah, I got to mention ice plunge.
Yeah. Speaking of ice plunges, king of segues, even though this one's not a good one, but I'll make it work. Ready? Speaking of ice plunges, let's plunge into.
Yes. Okay.
Got it. The
Mario
idea
Brothers.
that you sent me a photograph.
Yeah.
And you had me load up some photos.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to see them before the show because I didn't want to, glean too much from them.
Okay.
But I see
idea.
a boat and I see like some electrical stuff. You guys are seeing it. You clicked on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I'm not a stupid man.
Yeah. What is that? What is it?
I think I know.
I gave it a cold. I gave it a
Remember, it's a sexy secret.
I gave it a virus.
So I saw you had a thumbnail
so
with a shiv on it.
check it out.
That's our Jeff Goldblum.
This is what I want. Yeah, it's good. I think it's good. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about this today.
What do we got?
So check this out. So Oppenheimer just came out.
Great movie.
Oppenheimer showed us the Manhattan Project. It showed us some characters that were working on it,
which we've discussed on the show. And I will leave a link right here to the episode where we discussed it.
Cool. Something interesting in Oppenheimer. They mention, and it's Robert Downey Jr. that mentions it. He asked Oppenheimer, why didn't you include Albert Einstein in the Manhattan Project?
Yeah, which is a great fucking question.
And he says, the greatest mind of our time. And Oppenheimer's response is, of his time. Right? Yeah. Like his time has passed.
Yeah, exactly.
But that doesn't mean Albert Einstein wasn't working on other things, especially during the war effort. Indeed. So we have a few problems during World War II. Germany is way more advanced than we are when it comes to weaponry, right? Not only do
Why so?
Great minds, and I think because forced labor, they were able to take all of their greatest
Forced
minds.
labor is a great point.
Yes. They were able to take all their greatest minds and say, oh, you have to do this.
Can I tell you my theory?
Go for it.
Yes, you have to do this or we'll kill your entire family, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, forced labor and incentive. But also, I think, and I'm not trying to give props to the fucking Third Reich, but I also think open-mindedness.
Nothing was off limits.
Nothing is off the table.
Yeah.
You want to explore this crazy thing? Here's the money and time.
Yeah.
To do it.
So they were willing to look back into history, into esotericism, into black magic and dark arts, and the
with no stigma.
Yeah, no.
They're like, oh, bring it on.
This ancient Sanskrit text talks of a weapon that can destroy entire worlds.
Let's find it or rebuild it. Yeah. Crazy sons
They
of
were willing to
bitches.
do it. And they had the minds in Germany to do it, which we know because
So I was
paperclip.
sort of thinking is that maybe we sort of studies this black art stuff. What do you think about this?
Yeah, right. And they were like deep in it. We've talked about it on other episodes.
Would you fund me if I wanted to maybe try a little bit of the black arts?
Yeah, we go to Tibet and we see if we can leave the body and beat the shit out of you with astral form.
It's sort of like some movie, Doctor Strange, that nobody knows
Imagine
about
the
yet.
resources too. Every time they conquer and destroy, they're taking and they're taking and they have all of the most priceless art and gold and we know the methods they use.
Sure.
To
I love how our Germans are very effeminate.
It's actually Swiss.
Well, I was an effeminate German. I don't know what you was.
Yeah.
This was.
So so I think that had a lot to do with it. They had no choice. All the brilliant minds go here and look into this. I want you traveling the world looking for this. Before they invade Poland, they're already on the hunt for weapons of mass destruction from the ancients. How cool that they were even willing to look into that.
Pretty sick. Not to give
Again, we're just saying.
But pretty dumb.
Stigma is a weapon that I think governments wield to hide amazing breakthroughs.
Whenever you say something like that, you got to do it in the Alex Jones voice.
There's obviously a scheme here by the government to hide amazing breakthroughs in physics by using stigma. There's entire groups of the government that believe it's their job to hide and obscure the truth based on the Carolina group.
Esotericism.
And the,
whatever you want to say. It doesn't matter.
These rich head fund.
The head fund owners.
So let's talk about what was Albert Einstein working on? Well, there was these rumors about a project that they were working on off the coast of Philadelphia. And we had a few problems, like I was saying. They were beating us in the air. They had better planes, and they had submarines that could actually stay underwater. We didn't have any of that. They had rockets that could fly across borders, and we didn't have any of that. So they were way, way, way beyond. They were also 18 months ahead of us on the nuclear weapon project. We know that from the movie Oppenheimer.
They're killing us from all ends.
Exactly. And it's scary because they want to take over the world.
Literally.
So all of our brilliant minds have to get together, and we know the Manhattan Project takes place over here. What was Albert Einstein up
in
to?
America?
Well, he's associated with a project called the Philadelphia Experiment, also called Project Rainbow. Now,
Einstein was.
Yes.
Okay.
He's associated with this project. So if you have this problem where in the Atlantic Ocean, there's mines everywhere, any coastline, explosives, any coastlines of any value that we could try to invade, there's minefields all over the ocean, and there's sonar and radar. We need to be able to get around these things. So there was a project put together called the Philadelphia Experiment. And the goal of this was to make a ship invisible, a cruiser class ship.
So they wanted cloaking. That's what they were going for?
Not just invisible to sonar. You're right. Invisible to the naked eye. They wanted an invisible warship.
Literally.
You can't see it. Yeah. And if it can't be seen by sonar, radar, and you can play with its electromagnetic field, you might also be able to just sail right through a minefield without setting them off.
Oh, without them protecting you.
Yeah.
Sure,
there's a lot of benefits here if we can pull it off.
Oh my God.
So it is in the lore of the Project Rainbow. It is said that we tested it on a few ships and the tests were successful. There are two names that pop up in accordance with this project.
That the tests of cloaking these ships,
a warship,
were successful.
They were able to bend light using high energy electricity, megavolts, and create using Albert Einstein's field fusion equation effect, They were able to hide a ship.
Using his equation because he was involved.
Right. Albert Einstein, according to the lore. Okay.
According to the lore.
So there were two main scientists involved here, Townsend Brown and Albert Einstein.
What does the T stand for?
Thomas Townsend Brown.
What does the J and J Oppenheimer stand for?
Obviously nothing. It's a great movie. So they have 2 successful tests on two warships. They make them invisible.
Bonkers.
So then they decide to take a cruiser class ship, which is massive, and test it with a skeleton crew on board because they need to know, can we do this with a crew?
A small crew, you're saying. A skeleton crew. Yeah.
The goal is to not only make the ship invisible, but to teleport it.
To where?
To Virginia. So they're from Philadelphia.
Philly to Virginia. Okay, that's not a impossible fucking task.
Yeah,
okay.
It's teleportation, invisibility.
It's impossible.
It's defying most of what we know to be the laws of physics.
Yeah, defying. Oh, yes, yeah.
So
of course, yeah.
Witnesses to this project say that the ship began to phase in and out of existence.
Like, okay, they'd see it, it would disappear, see it okay.
But then a cloud of green smoke appears around the ship, and it's gone. Right? Okay, maybe it's invisible. Maybe it worked. And then they get reports in Virginia. Green smoke. And then they get reports in Virginia off the coast that
oh my God!
The U.S. Eldridge is here. Right? It just appeared out of nowhere. The U.S. Eldridge was the ship they tested this on.
Okay.
So now you've got guys in Virginia saying, there's a ship here that wasn't here a second ago.
Yeah.
And then it's gone again. And then it's back in Philadelphia. And the green smoke clears.
So what does Philly see? Philly sees it disappear in this green smoke.
Gone. Green smoke.
Again, and it's back.
They get radio reports. Guys, the Eldridge is here in Virginia.
They're like, oh, because we don't see it. They're like, oh, fuck. It's where, sir? In Virginia?
Crazy, right?
And then
back in
smoke
Philadelphia.
Again, and it's back in Philly.
And they're like, okay, so that kind of worked. Let's talk to the crew and see.
Yeah, did they feel anything? Yeah, did they?
They're running around in madness. Literally, like half.
Wait, what were they doing?
Some of them were on fire.
Okay.
Some of them lost their minds entirely. They can't remember their names. Like they're running into walls and things. And others,
they don't know how to live. They forgot
exactly. Their brains. They cooked their brains.
They cooked they're melted.
Other members of the crew are fused to the side of the ship.
Oh, that's sexy.
And I've got a picture.
Is that what this is? Oh, yeah.
I've got a picture of what that looks like.
Okay.
So
I'm not laughing at the carnage. I'm laughing at the idea.
The idea of it, right?
I'm not a monster.
The Philadelphia experiment. There has been movies. There you go. People sticking out of the side of the ship. They were fused to it. So imagine
like
all the molecules in your body being dematerialized and then put back together again. Yeah, if you moved slightly or a wave kind of just knocked the boat a little bit, you might get stuck to the wall and be put back together with the wall as part of your body.
Oh, yeah. So if it's swaying,
right,
and then it teleports, you're a little bit too left, it's moving a little too right.
Right. You would need to be in an envelope, a sealed envelope of electromagnetic energy that... and that's it. There's you can't just be hanging out, right? And you literally, and you can't be just walking around the ship. So that's what happens is, obviously, the men's families were told they died in combat.
They were great soldiers,
right?
And great men.
But then the story just turns into fiction. No, it never happened, or what are you talking about? That's not true. And
that's what you mean. It's
the only two names that come out of this, though. Albert Einstein. Do we know that he actually worked on this project? No. Townsend Brown. Do we know that he actually worked on this project? No. Yeah, there was a book that was released about this. In fact, there were several movies about this, the Philadelphia experiment, that were released, and there were several books released about it.
I've heard about it.
That guy's name shows up a lot. Townsend Brown. He was He was a Navy scientist during World War II.
Okay.
And that name just keeps popping up throughout history when it has to do with strange phenomena.
Oh, in general.
In general. And I want you to remember the name, T. Townsend Brown, because later in the show, I'm going to tell you another story, and he's involved. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of this? Could this have actually happened? Is this a real experiment that we tried? Why not try it, first of all? If we think we have the science, why not try it? But do you think we really did? What do you think?
It sounds a little bonkers.
It sounds freaking insane.
Yeah. But I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy as it fucking sounds.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what I think, because I could say I think it's true. I think it's real. I could say I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Based on your research.
Yeah.
Do you think that these witnesses are telling the truth? This Townsend guy, perhaps, maybe we'll have to get to that later, but this Townsend guy is legitimate. Do you think that there's enough circumstantial evidence, or maybe even enough, whatever the other term evidence is,
right?
Substantial evidence.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there enough to sway you? I think is the real question.
So I'll tell you what I think. Okay. I think that the scientists involved were working on something.
Something occurred.
And I think the Philadelphia experiment is a great, silly misinformation campaign cover story for something real.
That really
for something that they really were working on.
So you think it's bullshit?
I think it was completely made up. And even the witnesses, I think, were told to perpetuate this story and probably given fake documents, fake misinformation.
They were told to perpetuate a lie for misinformation
on purpose. Yeah. I believe this never happened, but I think that the story exists to serve a purpose, and I'm going to get into what that purpose is later. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
So I do believe it was real. I go.
Yeah. So just so you know,
just
it fucking happened.
Yeah. Deb, always the cryptic one.
Yep.
8-ball. So she's not getting hammered on an 8-ball, nor is it game over, baby.
Yeah,
because there's no hammer.
We actually have a lot in the chat.
We got a lot. Yeah, Given Life said a lot. We got CTP. We got.
He goes. So he says, yeah. So what you don't see
he drives and types. You know.
Yeah. So he agrees that German slavery, that they did have people working on these projects against their will.
Sure.
That the only reason that they could have the power to take over the world is looking for the Ark of the Covenant, which they did do. They tried to use that and wield it as a weapon because the Bible says it was one. That the army with the Ark at its head was like assured a victory or something like that. However,
well, we've all seen Indiana Jones,
right? They open a portal like an event horizon. So yeah, so the idea here,
instead of making the ship invisible, they open a dimensional portal. Okay, that's worth reading.
So yeah, some people believe that that this did happen and that we were able that we solved teleportation. Why would you start with a warship? Why would you start with ships at all? Wouldn't this be something you would do in a lab and try to make a rabbit go from one box to another?
Yeah, you'd think.
You wouldn't put a crew of Navy men on a huge warship and try to send them to Virginia. I think that's what makes it
that's
too
why you're
insane.
Like it's a red herring, it's bullshit.
But why is there so much documentation? Why are there so many witnesses? Why are there people from the military?
And you think this was given misinformation?
I think they're doing
okay. So we'll get back to that because we got more about this. T. Townsend.
Townsend Brown.
Brown. Yeah. See, you told me to remember, and it's in the vault, baby. That ain't going nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere. So I do have something I want to talk to you about, Jared.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful theory that I heard about. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a little wild, it's a little crazy, but I think you'll like it. Okay. So it's about bells.
Okay.
So in
Die Glock?
No. Regular bells.
Okay.
I wish I had a bell for
not UFO bells made by the Germans in World War II. Die Glock.
Or is it?
No,
but speaking of World War II,
yeah.
For some reason, many bells, we're talking in Eastern Europe, like all across Europe, all across Asia, all across everywhere that the Axis powers tried to take over.
Okay.
They destroyed bells.
Weird.
Isn't that odd?
So they specifically targeted bells.
Yes,
okay.
yes. And there's pictures. There's a bunch of photographs of them like taking all the bells in the city and like destroying them.
It's true. All the famous bells are broken.
They're all broken. They're all dented. Even weird. Yeah, think of the Liberty Bell. They're all dented, broken. It's very odd.
Yeah.
But the bells, those are the bells that survived. We're talking bells that are gone, like the cathedral bells from these giant, like Notre Dame type cities, right? Or these little Belgian towns with these giant cathedrals where they're in the center of the town. So here's the theory why they destroyed all these bells.
Yeah.
Is because they say, first of all, bells, the sound frequency, and this goes back to the ancients, brother. This goes, as you know, to the Egyptians and all these ancient
even
civilizations.
Tesla. Yeah.
Tesla himself, that they have healing properties, sound. Because it's all frequencies.
Yep.
And like we talked about in Egypt, matching those frequencies to perhaps teleport or to build stuff or to move stuff. There's so much you can do. So and if you want to go like a little more wooey with it, like we know they say sound frequencies can balance your chakras, right?
So
align your chakras.
Tesla's quote, the keys to the universe are frequency and vibration. What do bells do?
Yeah.
They vibrate at specific frequencies.
Yeah.
So sounds like you're onto something.
Yeah. So what the theory is that in World War II, they destroyed all the bells so that there wouldn't be cathedrals being able to every Sunday align everyone and have the healing properties of the sounds of the bell reverberate throughout everyone and heal them. Because they want sick people, because you want a sick civilization, because they rely on their
Especially if you're
governments.
conquering them, yeah.
Especially if you're conquering them. Because a sick civilization is much easier to conquer than healthy, aligned.
This does sound like something they would believe in too. This is like kind of they're into this esoteric.
Totally. Yeah. That's why when you mentioned the whole the Philadelphia experiment and all that, I'm like, oh man. Because and when you mentioned the Axis powers and the Third Reich specifically
Tibetan
being involved.
monks, I mean, they ring the certain bells.
Or even the
different vibrations and frequencies.
Absolutely.
There were experiments done to kill cancer cells using frequency.
Yep. They still do sound therapy where they ring the bell over your body and do the whole thing. The triangle.
You can buy those machines online.
Straight up, man.
Rife machines, they're called.
Yeah. Matt Rife machines.
Yeah.
Basically, and they're saying they destroyed all these bells so that people would be sick and rely on their governments. And it is odd that all these bells, especially the ones that survived, are broken or dented or, cracked. It's weird. It's a crazy theory.
It is weird.
There's something to it, maybe.
There's something frequency and vibration. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's too crazy to think.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Can I tell you another something that I heard that is terrifying?
Yeah.
So I went on Thursday, I jumped on just to say hi to the folks, right?
Yeah.
Say hi to our fans, say hi to the peeps, not our fans, our brethren, our family. Our brethren. And brothers and sisters. Yep. And the boss sounds like.
He's saying about the chakras.
Yeah.
So sound does help your chakras.
Yeah. Oh, what does music do? Absolutely, music. Oh my God, it's a great point. But
there are certain keys and notes that are in harmony with the earth that literally create serotonin dumps in your brain to make you happy. Imagine if you had a military that was energized and healing and feeling happy and
their bodies aligned, their bodies are healing. Oh man.
Or just
powerful stuff.
the habit of hearing that church bell every day that reminds you of the town you grew up in or what you're fighting for, or I could see that.
You're frozen, pal. You see that?
I see.
It's real upsetting.
It's a great look, though.
It's a terrible look. We're still streaming? This is our whole thing. Okay, yeah.
No,
it was.
I think we're back.
Yeah, no. It was the phone. Here, talk for a second.
Yeah. But even taking away that the habit of growing up and hearing those bells go off every day and reminding you of what it is you're fighting for, and your home and the people in it, and to take that away from them, I could see that being demoralizing. So even if you take out the spiritual side of it or the esoteric side of it, and just focused on the spirit of the men themselves, taking away from them something that they are fighting for, that reminds them what they're fighting for every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Powerful stuff.
I
man.
can see that.
Yeah. Powerful to have, powerful to take away.
Just evil.
So that's, we're talking the most basic of healing properties, right? Let's move forward in time. Okay. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah.
So check it out. So artificial intelligence is
saying the word intelligence wrong.
I know it's like spelling genius wrong or something. Yeah,
or idiot, spelling idiot with
You're
a
so
E.
dumb with 2 M's or some horrible thing. Yeah. All of every comment section everywhere. They're like, you're such a dumbass.
That's the best.
And they spell it wrong.
Perfect.
I love it. By the way, before I talk about AI, that bee video is getting a lot of traction I put out.
Oh, like and subscribe too. We never say it.
We never
But we
fucking say
really do appreciate if you do it.
So much.
Please do it.
Because most don't.
And we can see. We see you. We
tell.
see who comes on. We see who watches us every time, every week.
We know who likes and who doesn't.
And you guys aren't subscribed, but you're watching every week. Just hit the button. Do us that favor. It helps the videos get out to more people. You'll have more people in the chat to talk to. Let's do it. We're all a team.
We're a team here, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
Good point. Good call. Good timing. But let me say, before we talk about AI, what was I getting to? Oh, the bee thing. So the bee video, it's getting a lot of traction, okay? So what I mentioned is I talk about how queen bees are made.
Yeah.
And somebody said like, just to be an asshole, they're like, do more research or something. And so to be nice.
Look more into bees.
Yeah. So to be nice, I'm like, I'm no scientist. So I just said, ha ha ha, yeah. Half watching a nature documentary doesn't cut it, huh? LOL. And then somebody's like,
just to be nice.
Just to be nice, right? Yeah. That's it. Because someone was trying to be an asshole, and I'll kill him with kindness. And then someone comes back with, not that same person, but a different person, like, so you're knowingly spreading misinformation? Maybe you should know the whole topic before you blah, blah, blah. And then I hop on, and I'm like, I was just trying to sort of answer the comment nicely. I said,
people are psycho.
Dude, I said nothing I said in that video is false. I was just trying to be sweet when I was responding to this guy being wrong about me being right.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to be sweet. Next comment, this person, Ken, they're like, how about you do your fucking research? Because everything at the podcast Never Sleeps said was 100% dead on correct.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm like, my boy.
Someone came to our defense?
Yeah, I said, Ken, here you are a 10. I did a Barbie reference. Because you know the song, I'm just Ken. And
it sounded like a Trump to me. Ken, you're always right. They always say Ken knows what he's... When it comes to bees, he's the best.
Everyone says, if you want to know about bees, you go to the podcast Never Sleeps.
You go to Ken, who goes to the podcast.
Yeah. But no, he did. Someone came to our defense, and he's like, everything he said was right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what did he have a problem with? Nothing weird there. Bitches, we didn't go too far with it. We were just mentioning a fact.
And the only thing I said in that same comment, I'm like, by the way, there's more to it, of course.
You fool.
Yeah, this is a short of a longer conversation of a condensed idea.
I love it.
Fuck yeah,
people are fun.
But this next thing we can clip and get people on our side and against us for. So AI.
Yep.
So they did this one experiment where they gave AI 2 things. They gave them a camera and they gave them the access to the Wi-Fi.
Giving it too many things.
That's too many.
Yeah.
That's too many.
Stop giving AI stuff. No, wait.
Russian bot. Yeah.
Take that off.
Less said a Russian bot.
Yeah.
So
I don't want AI knowing I said that.
Yeah.
I'm like afraid of it.
Dude, yeah. No, AI is the shit. And like I'd team up with them if
give it like
ever
all
happened.
the things.
Yeah, no, give it more than 2 for sure. So they gave AI a camera. Only the truth at TPTNS. Thank you, D Livewire. You're the man. So they gave AI, they give them a camera and access to the Wi-Fi. Yeah. And they say, using this camera, I want you to map out the room and where the people are, and then try to use the Wi-Fi, use the radio signal, right? And like try to sort of use it as like a sonar to map the room.
Whoa.
So AI is like, gotcha, baby.
Yeah.
So they see the people, they bounce around the radio signals, radio waves, and everything that comes with AI.
Yeah.
And they were able to, map it out. And then they took the cameras away.
Yeah.
And they said, all right, now without being able to see the people, still using that same idea of using Wi-Fi as radar, as sonar, basically, tell us where these people are in the room. And they fucking mapped it perfectly.
Oh, shit.
So basically what I'm saying is AI now has the ability, just using Wi-Fi, in complete darkness, doesn't matter. They can basically find out where you are. So it's sort of like the Dark Knight, wherever you are, because everyone has a Wi-Fi and they're all within a pretty close proximity.
Yeah.
So they know where we all are at all times. But AI does. Another thing they did with AI is, so they had these doctors put people in MRI machines, and then they would ask the people questions, and they'd show them images, and how their brain reacted. They would map it, right?
Okay.
And they had AI map it. So AI's mapping it. So they'd be like, think of losing a loved one, and so they think of losing a loved one, and wherever their brain activity, the AI is recording it. AI is recording it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, now think of this, and so they have a dream, and they wake up. They're like, tell us what your dream was about, and they're like, oh, okay, well, I was running through the forest and blah blah blah.
Okay.
And so they map that, and then they say, AI, just map the brain and try and tell us what these people are going through, right? So a person has a dream, and they say, okay, AI, what did that person dream about? And without the person knowing what AI is saying, the AI said she got pushed from the back and fell forward. And then they asked the lady, what happened in your dream? She's like, well, I was running, I got pushed in the back and I fell. So based on the brain activity, the AI was able to completely know what this person was dreaming.
Dude, you realize the applications for this? Like, what if that
terrifying.
was used? Yeah, for
terrifying.
Police interrogation or
a million things.
Yeah,
just knowing Skynet.
It can map your thoughts
straight up,
and then tell someone what they are.
Yep.
That's horrific.
So it knows what you're dreaming. So it maps the brain. So now it's like, oh, we don't even need that. We know how this works. What synapses are firing when you're thinking about this kind of stuff.
What happens when it's wrong, or if it intentionally gives bad
misleading information?
Yeah.
It would be the U.S. government, baby. Got him. No, but
that's scary.
Scary shit.
Yeah, that's very scary.
So basically, if you're not afraid of AI and artificial intelligence, you're dumb.
Yeah, you should be, man.
Be very afraid.
But that's where we're going. It's where we're going.
I don't F with AI at all. Yeah.
Nope.
Well, soon we won't have a choice. They'll be like, hey,
dude, that's it.
Here's your implant. Dude, I saw something funny online. This guy was like, he had a Band-Aid right here, and like one eye was closed. Okay. Like, and it's like when you get, and it was playing like an O'Reilly Auto Parts or something.
Yeah.
And it says, when you can only afford the Neuralink with ads. And it's like, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah.
They're all fucked up.
Yeah, remember Ready Player One, where the first thing that company was going to do, what? How could you not like that film?
Hey, I'm actually a chick. We all knew the whole time. Hey, I'm hideous in real life. You can't meet me. You're a pretty woman. We see you. You just have like a little scar.
That's
on your
a
face.
problem you have with the film.
I've named like 2 things just starting off,
and meaningless things. That was such a film. What? You don't like the movie Ready Player One?
No,
you really don't.
I really do not like
that. Is something else.
Yeah, I hate the mechanics. Don't even make sense. If there's one thing you have to get right, it's the mechanics. How do they jump over stuff? How do you jump over like a ledge if you're in this universe? If you're just strapped into this fucking bungee in the back of a van, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense, and I hate it. Anyway, work out the mechanics before you fucking film it. Enough shock and awe. Well,
I hate this. No, I can't believe you don't like that film. It's one of the
at
best
length.
films ever. I didn't know you didn't like it. I thought maybe if you had an issue here or there.
All right. It's not that I didn't like it.
Dude, when he drops the wheels come up off the what is it?
DeLorean.
The DeLorean and slides under the truck. And
Dude, that's all it is. It's nostalgia porn. That's all it is.
dude, but all the greatest stuff.
It's member berries. Remember the DeLorean?
Yeah, done in the coolest
Remember the
way.
Iron Giant?
Dude, you
I
talk
remember.
about how you wish video games were at that level.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to watch
we
a movie
saw
about it. I want to live it.
You crazy, man. You crazy.
Anal Rat Hank Dokio Deer. Cool. Someone's Les is speaking something.
Yeah, that's
So it's either what Merlin says in the beginning of Excalibur.
It is. That's what it is. It's the spell to turn off the force field.
That is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dakel Dienve. Yeah. That's the spell to turn.
Called it.
Good call.
Called it.
Look at you. Les with the Excalibur reference. How sick is that?
What a movie that is,
Yeah,
man.
that's good. Yeah.
And it has the
Anal Rathnak Dakel Dienve.
Yeah.
And you have to say it like 3
that.
times or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, you know
Turn
what?
it
You know what I have this knack for?
Huh.
Being able to make up and like sound like I'm speaking a real language, but only if it's a fake language. Like,
that's cool.
Like Lord of the Rings or
Yeah.
something like a Lord of the Rings language.
I always find that like to be a cool
Difficult,
talent.
yeah.
Because I've seen like certain comedians do it.
Because
and you're
trying
like,
to
wow.
create fresh, fake words.
Yeah.
That's the fast one. You can go
That's
slow.
good, yeah.
You could do different, or you could do like a.
Like when people pretend to speak Spanish, but it
that's
sounds
tough.
like Spanish, but it's not. It's nonsense. Like not even one real word. They're totally. Who's that little skinny Asian guy that used to be like a surgeon? Ken Jeong.
Yeah, Ken Jeong.
He can do that. He can like pretend to speak like languages, and it's all nonsense.
All right, give me a language. I got you.
Japanese. The guy who plays the snowman, he was in the video game movie Pixel.
Yeah.
He does that. Remember?
Josh Gad.
Yeah, he does that. He meets the creator of Pac-Man and Shodamas. He says it to the guy, but he speaks no Japanese at all.
That's great. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's hard.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me one more language. I'll show you real quick.
Okay. What's a good one? Venezuelan.
Give me a real one. That's not a language.
I know. Yeah. Farsi.
Yeah, that's a good one. How do they sound?
Yeah.
It's Hassad de Templar. No, I just do the other. I go to my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Given Life likes the Japanese.
That means thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
What did you give me? You said some.
Sanskrit. Sanskrit again.
That's all you care about.
Farsi. Yeah.
Farsi. Yeah. What are those? Muhammad Shemachalov.
Yeah.
Muhammad Khalaf. Hina nanda bari kafata shemal. Hina nar shewalgan. I na khamdoid. Hola vada ksheng. I na manchunta fote. Hinachanov.
Yeah.
Hinachanov.
That's it.
Hinachanov and abadosh.
Yeah.
Douche. I said douche.
No repeating words of any kind.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Because if you repeat, but you intentionally repeat,
You
like
have to say like there's got to be ands and thes in there. So
yeah,
you got to.
My ands were the.
Okay. Yes.
All right, ready? You're gonna
Greek.
you do Greek.
I no freaking
Do
way.
Russian. Polstalskis.
Yeah. Polstalskis smashko. Viendo do.
A lot of V's and K's.
Vienko. Que viendo kniashkis pon vienke.
I love it, and that's so fucking rude.
Vienke von kashkis por vien. Can choke USA.
Yeah. And then you got to throw in like the
Biden.
Borstatskis imilchana fush Kleenex, like some proper
random
noun or like
stuff,
some like business name. But so I do have some more cool stories I can talk about.
Okay.
But do you want to get into this Townsend fella?
Yeah.
Are we ready for that?
Dude, I'm down because this stuff is so fun.
It's fascinating.
And it's timely. There's a reason why I went Philadelphia Experiment today. And I wanted to mention Townsend Brown. A few things have happened recently. So for years, we've been hearing this guy's name, Townsend Brown. If you are in the UFO community, you've heard Stephen Greer mention
of course.
Townsend Brown.
Oh,
you've heard
I know Stephen Greer, but
Mark McCandlish. He was the guy who created the schematic for the ARV, the Alien Reproduction Vehicle.
Okay.
He talks about Townsend Brown's discoveries and work with the U.S. government. David Grush mentions Townsend Brown.
No,
and
shit.
the Bayfield-Brown effect as being used in UFO programs.
The what? I'm sorry?
The Bayfield-Brown effect, and I'm going to get into what that is.
Oh, okay.
So that's mentioned by David Grush, whistleblower, who was part of the UAP task force.
If you watch this show and you don't know who fucking David Grush is,
but if you're a new
you don't
viewer,
really watch the show.
Yeah, if you're a new viewer, David Grush, the whistleblower from the UAP task force, came forward, did a whole, congressional
we have
hearing.
a 2-part episode of Whistleblowers linked right here, baby.
Yeah. So he mentions Townsend Brown. During that hearing, there is a representative from Florida, Burchett, and as he's leaving the room,
you're like a U.S. representative.
Yep, U.S. Representative Burchett, who's on the committee, who did the UFO hearing, whistleblower hearing.
No shit on the Grush committee.
Yep,
the disclosure shit. Okay.
Yeah, he's part of this disclosure stuff. So Burchett, as he's leaving, there's a YouTuber named Jesse Michaels who walks up to him. You know Jesse?
Yeah.
Okay, he has a great channel.
Yeah,
check him out. Yeah. He's awesome. He goes up to Burchett and says, "Look into to Townsend Brown." He goes, "Look into his work. I think I see what you can find," because he has access as a representative.
Right. Oh, Jesse Michaels went up to
Burchett at the end of this conference with Grush
and said, "Use your crazy resources to look into this.
Look into this name." Right? So why is Jesse Michaels asking Burchett to look into Townsend Brown? Why is Greer talking about him? Why is Grush talking about him? So a book last year comes out about Townsend Brown. The book is called The Man Who Mastered Gravity.
Oh,
okay.
Shit. Okay. What's that, man?
He's associated with this Philadelphia project we just talked about, which I said I believe to be a misinformation campaign because he was working on something very important.
I was gonna say, that's nothing to do with gravity at all.
The world in the world of physicists, they look at Brown like a failed hack. They treat him like a pseudoscientist who never got anywhere, who never made any real contributions to science,
like Graham Hancock.
Right, you're right. Yeah, kind of.
They look at him with that
like a pseudo,
like,
fake archaeologist.
Yeah, you younger giants. Yeah.
It couldn't be further from the truth. So a year ago, this book comes out, The Man Who Mastered Gravity. Jesse Michaels goes to Burchett, says, "Look into this guy Townsend Brown," and then just recently, Jesse on his channel releases an entire documentary about Townsend Brown.
Wait, who wrote the book, The Man That Mastered Gravity?
I don't have it handy.
Okay,
but it just came out. It's a year old. So the book was dropped in January.
It was a biography
23.
about Townsend.
Exactly. And his major sources for the book were his daughter and a couple scientists that work with him. So who is this man and what did he work on? Yeah. So and what evidence do we have that he had anything to do with contributions to deep black aerospace?
Who's T. Townsend Brown?
Right. So he's associated with the Philadelphia experiment. Okay. Let's pretend for a second that is a cover story to make him look like a pseudoscientist.
That's a hell of a cover story. So that's a crazy cover story.
It's so silly that you're like, okay, whoever was involved with this is probably just
hacks
nonsense.
And this old bullshit. Yeah.
And that's what they perpetuate, that this guy was just nonsense, right? But then something strange happens. The B-2 stealth bomber has some science associated with it that is using something called the Bayfield-Brown effect. Okay. And this was created by scientist Townsend Brown, the B-2 stealth bomber. Now, this was the best of the best
revolutionary,
of what we had,
baby.
right?
Yeah.
So I have a picture here.
Because wasn't the B-2 bomber, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that invisible to like radar and shit?
It was one of the first. Yeah. So we had the F-11-7 and then we had the B-2, which was its
so the F-11-7 was, what's that? That's Elon's favorite, right? That's why he named his kid like Shia via F-11.
I don't know. Is it? Yeah. I love that. I think it's one of the coolest looking ships ever.
F-11's the predecessor to what ship.
To the B2.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that's his favorite.
Yeah.
But he named his son after his favorite, the predecessor to his favorite.
What's his name? Bob Lazar. When he worked at Area 51, the B-2 stealth bomber was there. The Aurora was there. He got to see these types of craft being worked on in the 80s when stealth was becoming what it was.
And so the B-2 bomber was released to the public. Like the public got to see it in the 90s, right?
It was active in the 80s, decommissioned in the 90s, meaning it was replaced by something even crazier. But because it's been decommissioned and declassified, we know a little bit about the science behind it. And Townsend Brown's science shows up.
It has the Brown effect, or whatever it's called.
It uses the Bayfield Brown effect.
Bayfield Brown effect.
So I've got a picture here that shows you what that looks like, and I want you to pull up this picture. So this is
which one?
The top one.
Just the top one?
Just the top one first, and then I'll show you the second one.
Okay, did someone spell experiment wrong? It's okay.
I would just delete it to just show the picture.
Baby, we got it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, go on.
So what Townsend Brown was experimenting with was something interesting. He would take these two metal plates, and one was charged positively, one was charged negatively, and he'd find that the negative, and they would be different sizes. There was a small one and a bigger one. They were connected by an insulator in the middle, right? And if you hit it with really high voltage, I'm talking like megawatt voltage, it would create this effect where the negative particles would start chasing the positive, right? Even if you flipped it vertically and show that picture. So you see how the waves are coming up through and around it?
Yeah.
So if you flip it vertically, the negative still chases the positive, creating an anti-gravity effect. So you have lift with just high electricity. That's it. The bottom pushes the top.
Oh, it's like magnetism.
Pretty much the opposite of it.
Yeah.
Right. But
the
imagine,
opposite of
but because it's chasing it, there's nothing needed below it. It's just as long as there's enough voltage
that it can move, and this will always be chasing it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you turn,
the negative, so you have the negative charges at the bottom and the positive at the top. It'll keep chasing it just endlessly, right? So you have lift and you have acceleration.
Yeah.
Okay?
What do you need to fucking fly?
Right. And if you look at that picture, what do those look like?
Bells,
flying
saucers.
They look like
symbols.
They look like flying saucers,
sure.
Right? So if you take a look at this technology and you were able to get enough electricity and push it through this negative charge plate at the bottom and create lift, you could fly around.
You could lift off, baby.
You could cancel out gravity. So later, there's a guy named Mark McCandlish who draws a schematic.
Mark
McCandlish. He draws a schematic of an alien reproduction vehicle, right? A friend of his saw it. He saw how it works, a whole presentation on how it works. And by hand, this is what he did for a living, is he did aerospace engineering and drafting. He drew up a picture of what this ARV looked like. And we have that picture.
Okay.
So I want you to take a look at this picture. Now that we've seen what the Bayfield Brown effect is and how it works and the shapes of it, so this is that ARV, and we have a whole episode about alien reproduction vehicles.
Dude, yeah.
Look at the center of this. At the very bottom, you've got a large array of capacitors, and just connected with an insulator in the middle, you have a smaller round capacitor at the top. So you would create an anti-gravity effect.
That's amazing.
That's it.
Hold on. I want to get back to that, but hold on real quick.
Yes.
We got in the chat. You know what it is. Jared, read it and say who it's from.
Chase Mack with a donation. Thank you, sir.
What's the man saying?
He said this is a fun episode. It's a fun topic, so he wanted to make a donation. His question is, do you lean on aliens being interdimensional or just from another planet / galaxy? Are they from our universe? Yeah.
So another dimension or another planet?
Yeah. So do you want to answer that question first? What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. I struggle with that question because I think it's silly. It's silly if these guys can travel from how many thousands of light years to here, then we could just see them and then they like crash into shit. It's like, what's going on here? But, you know, I guess sort of the same could be said for extra dimensional creatures. but unless they're unknowingly coming into the dimension, they're like, oh fuck, wait, what? And they're like, oh shit, people are staring at us. Hit the button, whatever. So I don't know. I think here's what I'll say. Ready? And I'm going on record here, baby. Aliens are from space. Demons or ghosts are from other dimensions.
Yeah, it could be a combination of both. So we know from whistleblower testimony that we have satellites that track objects that come into our airspace from somewhere else at extremely high rates of speed and stop. So they're coming from somewhere, right? So there are travelers from other places. There are too many ancient civilizations that tell us we're from the stars. People from the stars came here and started this whole city.
Oh, cool. How'd you learn how to build this thing that we can't recreate today? These fucking guys.
It's always the people from the stars came and helped us. The people from the stars, right? So you've got to give, and if this science is perfected, this is, dude, the stuff I'm showing you right now, the Bayfield Brown effect, this is stuff discovered in the 30s and the 40s.
Crazy.
Where do you think that technology is now?
Yeah, extrapolate that.
Right. When this guy McCandlish saw the ARV, when his buddy saw it, he said it looked like it was, he saw it in the 90s. He said it looked like it was built in the 50s. So that's like old garbage to them.
We've heard that a lot, though. We've heard that a lot. These people saying, dude, I saw it. It looked like it was fucking 30, 40 years old.
Lead spec paint on the outside just because of the ions that would be created.
It has the Uncle Sam, we want you on the side.
Yeah. Dude, it's old. This is old stuff. We've gone way beyond this type of technology at this point. What happens when you get close to the speed of light? You are now outside of time space, right? So we have the ability, based on the guy, the Skunk Works guy, he says we could take ET home. We can travel to other planets.
That guy stinks.
We have the technology. So yes, I think some of it's from other planets. I think we share this planet with some beings that stay here for long periods of time. I think under the oceans, they've got places they go and hang out, and I think they study us.
Yes, we do. They might.
Yeah, I think it's a combination. Interdimensional, of course. Why not? We know there's more than 3 dimensions of space. We're string theorists?
Actually, we've heard that there's actually at least 12 dimensions.
There's 11,
It's been proven.
String theorists and even physicists, and mainstream physicists, show that there are about 11 dimensions that they can do the math for. Why couldn't beings live within these other dimensions?
There's no reason
of space-time, of course. So, and these devices could move between
things
them.
bleeding over. Things moving over.
Yeah.
So, real quick.
Yeah.
We do have a great news segment. Do we want to finish the Townsend and then get to the news?
So I'm almost I'm almost done here. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So
Chase, thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you.
And great question, brother. So just so it's all clear, my answer is I do think they are from another galaxy or planet.
Yep.
And that ghosts or demons, as we call them, are extra dimensional creatures. And Jared, your thoughts were
the same. I think there's both.
The same.
I think we're dealing with both. I think depending on what time period you're in, you're going to label a visitor from another dimension or another planet as
incorrectly.
Something, a demon, or you might, whatever you want to call it. It just depends on where we're at. Right now, we're in a place where technology is king. So we see it as technology, right? Yeah. That's is what it is.
Yeah.
So instead of saying we're being spoken to by, a heavenly being or an angel, we're calling them an alien. But I think they're the same thing.
Sorry, religion. Yeah. But no, I hear you. And Given Life wrote a lot of stuff, but I want to hear this Townsend stuff.
So let's finish up with Townsend.
So you were saying this, the Townsend, the Brown effect.
Yes.
Which we saw in these, we were told by Michaels said, hey, check this guy out to the senator. Or to this,
so Jesse Michaels says, look into him. So
look this guy out.
So where I want to finish is, what evidence do we have that any of Townsend Brown's research actually made it into Navy programs and was used for actual black projects?
And why do you think that this crazy experiment was the Philadelphia experiment was like a red herring or a bunch of bullshit.
So according to his daughter, he was so worried, and this is in the book that came out about him. His daughter was part of this book research project. According to his daughter, he was so worried about his technology being falling into the wrong hands and spies that he would purposely leak disinformation and show bad representations of what he was working on, even do full-on displays of cheap versions of what he was doing to make people think he was not on it. He was on
he's
nothing.
like, okay, yeah, we don't
exactly.
Got to worry about this guy.
But the guy is linked. As soon as he leaves the Navy, he goes to a company called the Martin Corporation, which later becomes Lockheed Martin.
Okay.
A year after he joins Martin Corporation, they turn up a division called Skunk Works.
Okay.
The deepest black projects that we work on at Area 51 or anywhere else, they're all ran by Skunk Works at Lockheed.
Dude, why do these fuckers always come on?
Right? And this guy shows up every time.
Oh, we got a donation. D Livewire with a $5 donation. Thank you, our brother.
With his Trump 24 post. That's great, yeah.
Third of the day, baby. Let's
Appreciate
go.
that.
Thank you so much, sir. Much obliged.
So we have the timeliness of him moving and joining a company that turns into the deepest black project company there is, Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin. Yeah. We have the Brown effect.
That's crazy.
Right.
Man,
why would a failed hack who can't put together anything, who's a pseudoscientist is working for Skunk Works a year after he leaves the Navy?
Yeah, that's who they want, is the pseudoscientist. Maybe he's not a bullshit artist. Maybe he's he is a bullshit artist.
Yeah,
but in the other direction. Yeah.
He is purposely leaking this.
He's got.
He wants you to think he's full of shit,
and he's trying to pretend he doesn't have the.
He loves the Philadelphia experiment being related to him.
Course,
he wants you to think he's just
look
nonsense.
How silly. I guess I don't know shit.
Because this shit's dangerous. He found a way to. He found anti-gravity technology, and so we have the B-2 stealth. Has his name all over it. The technology being used on the B-2 uses the Bayfield-Brown effect. So that's our second. We have another piece of evidence. One of the scientists he used to work with, this guy J.K. King, I have a schematic of him, James F. King. Yeah. He files a patent for something, and I have a picture of it. Show this picture. Yeah. So this is a scientist that worked with Townsend Brown, files the patent in the 60s for this technology.
Real quick, you know what I do want to say is, and we've discussed this many times on the show.
Yeah.
You really think the government would be good at keeping secrets? There's no way.
I hate that shit.
Well, dude, check it out.
They're so good.
Of course they're good at keeping secrets.
They're so good.
Just real quick, because I want to get to this photo.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Of course they're fucking good at keeping secrets, because think about, they're still government workers, bro. So I'm like, oh, my retirement relies on me and that NDA I signed and
everything.
All this crazy shit that I worked on.
Life.
My wife's health insurance fucking relies on me not talking. And do I want to go the whistleblower route?
Yeah.
Yeah. I go the whistleblower route. And now what happens with
you have to
Julian
move to Russia.
Assange? Fucking our boy
even Grush, man.
Yeah, even
Grush came forward as a whistleblower to save his own life, according to him.
Yeah, Assange, who was the guy that moved to Russia? Snowden. Edward Snowden. Ed Snowden. It's not a good fucking look. They demonize these people, so they don't want you to.
They don't want you to be a whistleblower.
So of course they're good at keeping secrets, because everyone's too fucking scared to come out against them, because they're going to lose their pension, or they're going to fucking lose their livelihood as they know it, or they're going to be discredited.
David Grush oversaw over 2,000 special access programs. He said not one of them have ever seen the light of day, and nobody will ever know anything about these projects. We're so good at keeping this stuff secret, and these are things that are like small potatoes. Imagine something like this. Yeah. The secrecy is beyond, and the threats are beyond anything else you could imagine. So of course they're keeping the secrets.
And like that guy said about Area 51 or S4 rather, a lot of these people are hired for their discretion over their...
Yeah, or be able to discredit them. If you can discredit somebody, hire them.
Yeah.
Because as soon if they say something, you've got everything you need to make them look like an idiot. Lazar, he was friends with Lear. John Lear was like taking pictures of Area 51 before anyone even knew it existed. Yeah. He was leaking stuff to, what's his name? KLAS, our boy. George Knapp.
George Knapp.
So Lear's leaking stuff to George Knapp.
Yeah.
He's best friends with Bob Lazar before they hire him.
Yeah.
Perfect hire.
Yeah.
If he says anything, he's friends with this psycho Lear that's been saying UFO shit for a year.
I mean,
easy to discredit, and he has a mind for propulsion. Great hire.
So next time anybody says there's no way the government would be that good at keeping secrets, they don't have to be good.
Very good at
They don't have to be good. I mean, they're great because they don't have to try that hard because everybody wants to keep their fucking jobs or keep their livelihood or keep their literal life. Because how many times have we seen, somebody come out with a 0 point? Oh, look, I figured it out.
Think about your job. You don't work in a classified place. But imagine if you were to say something at your work,
that wherever it is now,
no matter where you work, just a
at a
normal
restaurant,
place, anywhere. If you were to say something that would make the rest of the staff turn on you, you're not going to say it. You're self-censoring.
Yeah.
And
if the health department shows up and there's cockroaches that show up in the whatever. You're not going to say it because that's your fucking job.
Self-censoring. People self-censor.
We do it at a restaurant.
For nothing.
You think this guy's not going to do it for fucking,
for the greatest, most important thing of all time.
Yeah.
So I want to get to this last piece of evidence.
Please.
So this guy, James King, files a patent for this. This is one of Townsend's buddies. It's a fucking flying saucer. Yeah. And it's an exotic propulsion system using the Babe-Phil Brown effect to be able to fly. So we have an actual patent in black and white with a guy that worked with Townsend Brown. And what's
May 30th, 1967.
Yeah, and you know what else I thought was a pretty cool little tidbit?
Tell me, what's up?
At the beginning of the movie Oppenheimer, we see Robert Downey Jr. is asking Oppenheimer to run an institute for him. Do you remember this scene?
Of course, yeah.
Do you remember what the name of that institute was?
Yeah.
It's at Princeton. The Institute for Advanced Studies.
Yeah.
And after World War II, do you know what was happening at the Institute of Advanced Studies? It was all anti-grav research.
Really?
That's all it was. It was a haven for anti-gravitics. And there are tons of big name physicists who would never be associated with pseudoscience or anything out of the norm, all working at this institute in Princeton around something that people believe is fairy tales. Yeah. They all work there. So I thought it was so crazy that in the movie it shows they wanted Oppenheimer to be the director of a place known for building anti-gravitic devices. And it was ran by an admiral of the U.S. government.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, that's what you need running that funny stuff.
Look into Townsend Brown. If you are interested in this subject and you like this kind of stuff, more and more of it's coming out. Check out Jesse Michaels' YouTube channel. He just did a great documentary on him. Yeah. Get the book, The Man Who Mastered Gravity, Townsend Brown. Yeah. It's a name to remember. It's as I put it, a pin with a red yarn. String. That's going to lead us to the answers. I'm telling you, this guy is part of it.
If you don't want to purchase that book, you can always become a member.
It's true. You can always just join this channel. We'll tell you everything you need to know.
We love it.
We'll read it for you.
I mean, we do. We love providing you guys with the goods. Yeah. And we promise we'll keep the goods coming.
But dude.
Crazy.
What do you think?
Crazy.
What do you think about this? We're starting to find some things out. There are some names are coming out. Some projects are coming out. Some people are coming forward. Some projects are being revealed. We know the government wields disinformation as a weapon. The Philadelphia experiment. I started out telling that story because it's an interesting one, and a lot of people know it, and it's exciting and invisibility.
Is there a world where the Philadelphia experiment was real and it works?
So let me tell you what Townsend Brown was up to during the Philadelphia experiment.
After you do, I have a great sport that I want to show you, but I also we got to get to the news.
Yep.
But
I'm just going to answer this question.
Take your time, of course.
So check this out. So remember, the Philadelphia experiment, the idea was to transport a battleship from Philadelphia
to Virginia.
Yeah. This happened in 1943. Right before the Philadelphia experiment happened, Townsend Brown was discharged from the Navy before the experiment took place. And they asked him to send all of his research from Philadelphia to Virginia. The actual story is a man who the Navy told, you are no longer an employee of the Navy, but all of your work is ours, and we need you to send it from Philadelphia to the exact same place where the ship supposedly ended up in Virginia.
Okay.
So what's this?
What's the
Philadelphia
correlation?
experiment?
Yeah.
It's just nonsense.
So Virginia, we know Langley. We know there's a bunch of they got the goods in Virginia. Weird. I wonder what
he was discharged before the experiment even took place. Yeah. And his research went from Philadelphia to Virginia.
What does it all mean?
Where did he go from there?
Yeah.
He went to California and joined a company called Lockheed Martin and started Skunk Works. So he was discharged, and in his letter, he even says, to avoid court-martial, here's my research. But I'm out. And he moves and joins
the
Lockheed
private
Martin.
sector.
Yeah.
He
goes private.
Wow.
So there is a real story here, but it's painted with invisible ships and green smoke and men fused to the fuselage, and it's all just silliness.
Again, so
the research is real. The concepts that he was chasing are real, and we can point to them.
What if people were working on that and they were successful? What if, or not that day, I'm saying, the Philadelphia experiment stuff.
Oh, I truly believe we can camouflage. We can bend light. We know that's possible. We've seen that there's products. You can buy these products. That bend light around you and make you invisible. Yeah. That's old school. That they developed that in the 60s. That stuff exists, but the Philadelphia experiment itself is just a discrediting misinformation campaign. Albert Einstein didn't help them make a ship disappear.
Okay.
Townsend Brown, he wasn't even a Navy man anymore. He had left and been discharged when this happened. But the name is attached to it to discredit him, to make him look like a pseudoscientist.
So before the Philadelphia experiment happens, they discredit him.
They discharged him.
Why?
No. They just discharge him. He perpetuates the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay.
Townsend does.
Got you. Yeah,
he wants people thinking that he's associated with nonsense.
Okay, but he's not the only one perpetuating that story.
No. There's the government helps by misinformation.
Yeah, just misinformation.
Yeah.
And why can't he do everything the same without the misinformation of the Philadelphia experiment?
What do you mean?
Why can't he go on and do his work all the same?
Well, people start to know who you are, right? So your name comes up with this Bayfield. So James Teller, the father of the hydrogen bomb.
Penn's
he knew
friend.
what Townsend was working on. There's so many physicists and scientists during this World War II, post-World War II era that knew his name. They knew what he was working on. So you need to show them something, but you got to make it look like it's a dead end. At the same time, you join a private company where you can actually do what you need to do and build what you need to build, where everything gets put deep black and nobody can ever see where it ends up. So he did it for the anonymity of his true work? Exactly. 100% is why he did it.
Because he wanted it to bring to the private sector.
He loved the idea of them thinking he was just this pseudoscientist hack. That was good, important to him.
Wow.
And his daughter said that.
So, will you, so let's set up this, the news, because we are going to the news. But dude, I have the craziest sport that I do want to show you after the news. It is McKenna. There she is. Better late than never. I do have a sport that is so bonkers, bananas, wild that I think you're gonna freaking adore, and I'm very excited for it.
Good, I'm excited too.
Yeah. And did you link up to that?
Yeah.
Bing da lam ba bum.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, let's see. I don't hear it ringing. Hold on here. So what we got to do is this right here. Okay, ready? Oops. 1 second, sir. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the freaking news.
Thank you, sir. Welcome back to the show. Dude, I love this flying saucer shit. Am I live? Can you hear me? Am I on? Is my mic off?
Yeah. Almost. Ready?
There he is.
Yes, there you are. Sir, how are you?
I don't hear you.
I hear you.
You hear us perfectly, don't you, liar?
There you are. Okay, hey.
All right, sir. So,
Welcome
we're
back.
talking some crazy. Oh, everybody's hearting. Look at that. Everybody's hitting the hearts. They love their news segments. So, we're talking Philadelphia experiment. I'm about to start some crazy sport. We're talking a bunch
Deep
of crazy
black
stuff.
aerospace.
So, what do you got today, my brother? What do we got, sir?
Well, hey, before I do, and my story is unrelated, not that interesting, but it's something I wanted to share. But I just wanted to say, I have a friend, or an old friend, who was Special Forces probably 40, 50 years ago now.
Okay.
And he told me that back then, so they would put him on a plane in the dark, fly him around for 12 hours, tell him to jump, and they had no idea what part of the world they were in.
Right.
They opened their mission packet when they landed. But he said back then, 40, 50 years ago, he said, we had suits that made us invisible.
Yes.
Wow.
And he used to say to me, just like Jared was saying before, and if 50 years ago I had a suit that made me invisible, what the hell do they have now?
What do they have now? For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. So he was like a like Navy
He
SEAL
said it was
or
like a silver
beret.
reflective suit. It was like a soft material. It looked like it was metal, but it wasn't metal. And said you put that on, and you just stood there, and people saw stuff behind you and around you. They didn't see you.
That's beautiful.
Creepy.
And you don't think they put that on the bottom of airplanes?
Of course they
and fly
fucking
these
do,
things around.
man.
Yeah, man.
It'd be
This
crazy
stuff-
not to, frankly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is total Marvel. What is it? The helicarrier.
Oh, yeah, helicarrier. Yeah, that's the first thought, too.
There you go.
So, great anecdote.
Anyway,
so,
that's that. So what I wanted to talk to you about is, it's probably not interesting to you and your audience, but it was interesting to me, so you can cut me off at any time.
all right.
But I don't know. Do you guys know who Groucho Marx is?
Of course.
Of course.
Do you really?
Comedian Groucho
because
Marx.
Groucho. I mean, he had a great show on TV at one
Groucho
point.
Marx show.
But a little bit. No, it's called You Bet Your Life. But
I was waiting for you to call me out on
that.
that.
Saying the secret word, right? The secret word. Okay. But the thing about Groucho is that he's been so ingrained in our culture in so many ways, and he just doesn't get talked about much. I mean, he died 50 years ago now. But a little background about Groucho. So,
Let's go.
German immigrant, born in 1890 in New York City.
Wow.
He had 5 brothers, but Chico, Harpo, Gummo, Zeppo, whoever else knows. That was
The
their
Marx
nicknames.
Brothers, of course.
Harpo, man.
The Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Marx Brothers made 13 movies together.
Yeah.
They were huge hits on Broadway.
Huge.
And I mean, really huge. And the story's so interesting. So when they were growing up in Brooklyn, very poor. I'm sorry, New York City, very poor, no money.
Yeah.
So the mom found out that Groucho had a good singing voice.
Is it anything
Chico.
like this?
Isn't it funny that because didn't Harpo never speak?
Well, here's the thing they did. They used to do it so he could sing. Chico, the brother, could play piano. The other ones could sing a little bit. So she put him on the stage in vaudeville. Groucho was 15 when they started their career on vaudeville.
Yeah.
But what they were doing there, first they were singing was terrible. They got booed off stage.
Well,
they started telling jokes. And the jokes the audience loved, so they stayed with doing comedy.
I love it.
But
That's actually
So the story was when they were kids, they used to do to survive in New York City. You know, back then they would, and being German immigrants, they would hide who they were. So they would, Chico would talk like he was Italian, and that's why they named him Chico.
Yeah.
And but Harpo used to do a good German accent, and he used it on his stage bit. But after when World War II started, people didn't like the German accent, so he just stopped talking.
Yeah. Did he sound like this?
I remember him on Lucy. I Love Lucy. Harpo. He does a great appearance on. Yeah.
That was Desi Arnaz.
He does this great appearance where he like puts his foot in her hand constantly and like weird little stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah, just
I remember that.
That's so
right.
of the times,
Yeah.
like honeymooners
Exactly
and all
right.
that shit. Yeah.
I know. Fantastic stuff. But
stuff.
The hat the yo-yo hat. Do you remember that?
oh yes, the yo-yo
He'd
hat,
pretend
yes.
to drop his
I
hat,
can't
but it
believe
would
you
come
guys
back
know
up.
that. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so Groucho, they made 13 movies together. You know, Duck Soup, Night at the Opera, all those great movies.
Duck Soup, baby.
But then, and well, I didn't know you guys would know who he was, but he was known, of course, for his great wit, Groucho, but he was also known for his iconic look, right? So bushy black eyebrows, thick mustache, cigar, and actually they made it into the most popular disguise of all time, the novelty mask. It's called the Groucho glasses.
Yeah, of course, with the nose and the,
which is now an emoji, right?
Yeah.
The Groucho glasses.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So famous look of his. So, and by the way, by his You Bet Your Life show, which was a great show. And he was just so funny. The whole thing was just him interviewing people and using his wit.
I love it.
They had some game features to it. But it was the number one show. It was on radio and on television, number one show in the 50s.
That's great.
It's the top show in the country.
You know how
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know how dynamic you have to be great on TV and just like on radio or like on Spotify.
He did 13 movies alone after he did movies with his brothers. He did,
Groucho was definitely the big one. Real quick,
no education, poor background, just wit. That's why I was
living off pure wit. So, have you ever heard of? I know you have heard of, but have you heard of the stories behind Fatty Arbuckle?
I have heard some, and his downfall.
He's a monster. He's a fucking
downfall.
Monster.
Like a horrible person?
Like
despicable.
Horrible.
Okay.
Like Harvey Weinstein times fucking 10, bro.
Exactly.
He's a fucking pig.
But famous and fat, and
You know what's funny? He was maybe like 290 pounds. Like he wasn't crazy. He wasn't like 500 pounds.
Yeah, but back then,
back then
people were so thin.
Back then, the fat man at the circus was 300 pounds.
That's so fucking crazy.
Isn't that crazy? That's the average.
And then you see commercials, people who've lost 250 pounds now. Right?
Yeah. Holding up their fucking jeans and holding up their
holding up their skin.
Yeah. I used to.
It's crazy. So on the Groucho thing, so I just thought I'd bring him up. He's worth remembering. If you've never seen any of the movies, the wit is hysterical. There's a million things that are involved in our everyday lives that are just common phrases that come from Groucho. And so tonight, for my jokes, I'm going to tell some Groucho one-liners.
Yeah,
let's fucking go.
Why not?
So, and you're going to recognize most of these, but he's the guy who said them. So first, please accept my resignation. I don't want to belong to a club that would accept me as a member.
Yes, that's classic. All right, ready to test our knowledge? On some of these. Say the first part and see if we can finish the last of it.
Oh, I don't know if they work that way.
Okay, that's fine. Never mind. Fuck my idea. Stupid idea anyway.
No, but if there is one, I might try. But see, because if you find it hard to laugh at yourself, I'd be happy to do it for you.
That's good.
Beautiful.
I was married by a judge. I should have asked a jury.
That's great.
Come on, I should have asked for a jury.
That's good.
Okay, so from the moment I picked up your book until I put it down, I was convulsed with laughter. One day I'm going to read it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's great.
I know you guys are like this. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. And if you can fake that, you got it made.
Jeez.
That's so funny.
You know this one, so you can finish this. I never forget a face. But in your case,
I'll make an exception.
Exactly.
Good call, Joe. That's quick.
This one you'll finish. I know you'll finish this one. One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. You gonna finish it? Come on.
One morning I saw or shot?
I shot an elephant in my pajamas.
Oh, the mirror. Something about a mirror?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I don't know how he got in my pajamas. But
that's it.
I shot an elephant in my pajamas.
No, yeah.
But I don't know how he got into my pajamas. Okay. All right.
I don't know why that one was. I was lost on that one.
Yeah, I don't know
what that was lost. It was. I shot an elephant in my pajamas. Oh, because you immediately picture the elephant in your pajamas. Back then, that would have been in my pajamas. So maybe that's
okay.
Dude, back then that killed, bro.
Yeah, that's Slade. That's like SNL opener type shit.
In the 30s, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, two more. So it is, and you'll appreciate this, you technocrats. It is impossible to design anything that is foolproof, because fools are ingenious.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And my last one, and I'll leave you on this note. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
Fuck yeah.
All right, guys, that's my news for today. Great
So
show.
well done, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, that's awesome.
Sure, we'll see you later.
Much obliged. We'll see you later, sir. Thank you so very much. Man on the ground.
All right, now moving into a different position. We're picking up Russian chatter. Uh-oh. We're being swatted.
But ready, my favorite
soldier was there.
Dude, my favorite is the like Lord of the Rings type. He saw that the Templar Makatostor. He naring Motorlototaka.
Yeah, what is that?
It's nothing. I'm just speaking.
Belloc.
Yeah. What's the Elvish word for friend?
I'm going to change everything about my voice. Belloc.
Yeah. You shall not pass. Hey, what's the Elvish word for friend?
It's I am your father.
Yeah. Luke.
No.
I am your father.
No, you're not. Stop it
He goes so
already.
over the top. Yeah,
You're going so far with this.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not your dad, but I fucking killed him.
But your mother was great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking gonna get you.
But I fucked your mother.
I'm coming for you.
I fucked this. Yeah. Yeah. I will not let this go. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess Yoda was right. I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Eek. Oh shit! You talked to Yoda?
Yeah, right?
Boy.
Wait, he's
Yeah.
alive?
I thought that fucker was dead.
Somebody trace his ship back to where he was.
Dude, that's why Obi-Wan ruined the canon. Because why the fuck would, first of all,
Use the Force, Luke.
Darth Vader say, I haven't felt this presence in many years. It's like, no, you felt it like fucking 10 years ago, but okay.
Because of the show?
Because of the show. And then
How
what
great
about
if, like, when he's like, no, Luke, turn off your targeting computer. Use the Force. And it's like, okay. And he turns off the targeter and then misses. It's like,
yeah. Oh shit! Did I say targeting computer?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how accurate those were.
You have
I
a targeting
I meant
computer.
just use your brain.
Why not
too,
use it?
in
Yeah.
addition to the targeting computer?
It's silly
mostly
not
you focus
to
on the
use
targeting computer, but also like use the Force too.
Well, now I'm out of proton torpedoes. It's like when I used to fly T-16s back in Tatooine.
Has anyone told you what a little bitch you sound like
I
all
talk
the time?
like this. I wanted to go pick up
Hey Luke,
Tashi
yeah, I was just gonna say,
Station.
hey
Yeah.
Luke, could you watch these droids for me?
No, I wanted to go to Tashi Station and get some power converters.
No one likes you at Tashi Station. They told me they think you're a little bitch who whines too much.
Yeah, well, one day I'm going to join the resistance like Biggs.
No, you're not. Biggs.
Biggs Darklighter.
I told you to stop hanging around that piece of shit. He's a dealer, and he's a piece of shit. You know this.
You don't know anything about my friends. Don't tell me who to hang out with.
You don't have
You're not my real dad.
Now, I'm their aunt, if that's not clear now.
Yeah.
That's not nice to say to your Uncle Ben.
Well, he's being like a real Tashi Station.
he just says all the same things over and over again. He's acting like a real power converter.
Yeah.
Anyway, for
Thanks
those
for
who
the
aren't
maker.
huge fans of Star
For
Wars,
for those for the
detail,
uninitiated. Go ahead.
I am initiated. I don't know. Yeah.
No need to stand on ceremony here.
Mr.
We are
Yoda.
initiated.
Yeah. No need to stand on ceremony here, Mr.
He doesn't know who it really is. Lucius Fox.
Yeah. Michael Caine's character.
Mr. Fox.
That'd be great. He's like, oh, yeah, yep,
It's
you
me,
got it,
yeah.
Mr. Fox. Fucking A. You don't
I was
see the-
wondering how you were fighting so well for a man of your age.
And the white shin is distasteful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Does it come off with the cowl?
Yeah. Yeah, but don't rip off. I mean, no, I don't know.
It's makeup, theatricality, and deception. Very, very, very useful for men in our line of work.
Yeah.
Mr. Fox.
Yeah. No one cared who I was till I put on
Yeah.
the mask.
Yeah, I use a chin mask. You should use a chin mask.
Talk to my friend Chris Evans. He got me a great shin man.
We're here in your laboratory.
Get it? Chin Man?
Nope.
Because he had to wear the fucking chin because
that's right. Yeah,
Snowpiercer. So, dude, you want to see the greatest fucking sport of all time?
Go ahead. Is it people smacking each other with robots?
Yeah. No, it's not, you piece of shit. How dare you guess such a stupid fucking thing?
What? That's a thing.
Yeah,
People watch.
I know, but not me.
The videos of the robots, that's like AI or fake, right? They're not really slapping robots.
Yeah, no, that's real.
That's not real.
It's real.
Because you can't beat a robot. It's a metal robot. It doesn't feel pain.
I know, it's not smart. It's real. So, Jared.
Yeah.
This little thing. Oh, shit. This little thing. Hold on. For the uninitiated.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Everything's falling apart. Hold on. Hold on. So, my man, let me tell you a little thing of three. So, what this is called
looks like
is
wrestling.
Wrestleball.
Okay, yeah.
Or Rigby ball.
Okay.
It's wrestling, basketball, and rugby combined.
We're just out of ideas.
Yeah. What country do they do this in?
Oh, it's got to be like in
you said it. You were about to say it.
Romania. Oh.
What's bigger
Russia?
than Romania? Yeah, it's fucking Russia. Of course, it's Russia.
It has to be. Yeah.
You sick bastards.
A guy comes out and throws a knife in the center.
Yeah. So the guy in the middle has the ball, right?
Yeah.
So, dude, hold on. First of all, okay, just watch. So let me turn this down. So, okay, you see in the middle those guys fighting?
Yeah.
Still fighting. Off to the right, still fighting. No one is near the ball. The guy with the possession of the ball is over here.
Yeah.
He's running over here, right? And they
what are those guys called in
They're
hockey
still
that
fighting.
just
These
beat
two
each
and
other
these
up?
two are still fighting.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah.
They're not involved.
Why
They're
is
not
there even
involved
a
in the
ref?
play.
Yeah. He's just
I'll show
blowing
you
the
why there's
whistle.
a ref. Ready?
Yeah.
So he goes and they just push the shit out of him. Look at this. But watch, here's why there's a ref.
Yeah.
Look at these two guys.
Why are they
Why are you suplexing him? Not even involved. So the ref steps in as he should.
Okay, this is enough.
Breaks
guys.
him up. Yeah, what the fuck? And this dude slaps him in the back. Like,
Who are the guys that
"You
start
piece of
fights
shit."
in hockey? They have a name for those, like the
hooligans,
the strikers, or
the goons.
no.
Isn't that hooligans? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, there, buddy.
In hockey, there's guys that are there to fight. They to beat the shit out of other people. They have a name for it.
What are the guys who fight in hockey called?
Yeah, it's a position.
There are 14 NHL games between.
Siri's the fucking worst, dude.
Yeah, we're all talking about how
She's
AI is
so
going to take over
useless.
the world.
Yeah.
Good luck.
We're good. Yeah, we have 100 fucking years before that.
Series like see you
Enforcers.
soon. Yeah.
Given Life just hooked us
Come
up.
on, you're the man.
Look at this shit, dude. Look how bonkers this is, bro.
Yeah, it's not even.
So they're still going, but look, he hits him in the back. Look at that. He's like, "Fuck you, man. Why are you gonna break it up?"
Look, this guy's getting ready to do something to him.
Look, watch,
just
yeah.
for fun.
Look how we all have the same body shape.
I break you.
I break you. Yeah. If he dies, he dies. They're all Vanko.
Yeah. He's like machine.
Look at this, bro. And they're playing on a fucking actual court. I've seen a lot where they play on mats. Look at this, dude.
Yeah, this is
it's
crazy.
like Suplex City. Brock Lesnar reference.
Oh,
Look how maddening this fucking game is.
why dribble? I mean, obviously traveling's okay.
It's like rugby, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a sick three, no doubt. That was a sick three.
Yeah.
But dude, out of ideas or out of ideas?
Well, no. Some cities in Russia don't have internet.
Yeah, they're bored as fuck.
Yeah, they're just like, just grab a ball and we'll just do it all.
No, I have to do my wrestling training today.
Yeah, we always wear wrestling outfits there.
My singlet?
in Russia.
So wear my singlet to the basketball court?
We always wear wrestling gear.
But I have to practice rugby and I have to practice wrestling today. I have no time for
Oh my
basketball.
goodness, you just gave me a great idea. Call the boys. We're gonna play rug basket.
Rug basket.
Wrestle.
Hey boys, a rug basket. What did you call it?
Say no more.
Yeah.
We
A
already
rug
know where you're
basket.
going with this.
They come out with their singlets.
Yeah. Dude,
Tending the
yeah,
line.
you don't want to wrestle those motherfuckers. Those
Oh, dude, I'll kill all those
strong.
fucking. I'm just kidding, guys. Please don't.
Yeah,
fucking
don't touch
living
me.
Shit out of
Run
me.
away. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yeah. My biggest nightmare: be surrounded by a bunch of Russian guys in singlets. What's
Yeah.
up? It's the craziest thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
It's wild.
Psychotic.
Dude, this I will tell you though, you're not wrong. Those slapping competitions are fucking bonkers.
Silly.
Oops. Actually, I want to see one now. You've convinced me. You win.
Okay.
You've convinced me that I want to see.
It's insane because robots can't lose.
You want to do the robot one or the humans one?
It don't matter. The whole thing is silly.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It really doesn't.
Just watching people slap each other. Have you guys tried out the VR gaming? No, I wish.
That'd be dope.
Ready Player One. That's all I want.
And good evening, everyone.
Can we just see some people slapping?
Here. Daniel, what are your thoughts on this matchup before the
He's
first slap is
flexing
thrown?
his titties.
I love that there's people like
light heavyweight
talking about
Commentators?
it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know who's gonna win this one. I have my money on
Yeah.
Diesel motherfucker
Look at
over
this guy's like,
over
that
chode face. Yeah.
didn't even hurt.
This
This is gonna be easy.
Yeah. I say over under. I say under 2 slaps. What you got? I say under 2 slaps for my homeboy right here.
I think
on
this
the
is
right.
the end, honestly.
You think 1 slap? So
Yeah, I think
under.
this is it.
So you take the under.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm taking the under.
Watch this. This guy already knows.
No,
it's over.
I think it's gonna take 2 slaps.
Is he chalking?
Yeah, of course he's
Oh.
chalking. He knows. His,
silly.
we don't need a replay of a nothing.
Yeah, he's like,
Look at
"Oh,
how
shit,
unaffected
I
this man
should-
was."
I
Yeah.
shouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have.
I
done
shouldn't have signed up. My girlfriend was right. Look at him. Look at his fucking face, dude.
He
Look at
knows
his
it's
fucking
over.
face.
That,
He's
the
terrified.
guy didn't even get like.
Well, look at this man.
phased.
Ready? Oh.
I was right. One and done.
No, he's standing. He's
no,
standing.
come on. They knocked him on his ass.
He's-
Dude. That's it. Look, it's over.
No, he's
He
standing.
tried to. He still flex. No. Oh, okay.
As he
Mom.
falls backwards, yeah.
Mom.
Look at this wiener head. Come on. One more hit and he's gone. Trust.
Mother.
Yeah. The best. Ocean's 12. All right, watch this nothing hit. Watch. It's not going to phase him. He had like a weird little spasm. All right, ready? This is
doesn't
it.
give a shit.
Final hit.
Okay.
If I call it correctly, final hit right here.
It's time. It's time to.
Dude, look at this guy's like face.
Oh yeah! Come on.
Yeah, fuck that.
They
dude.
shouldn't have let him do
That guy's
another
a
one.
beast. That guy's a fucking dog. All right. We do have a Marvel minute we can get into. You want to talk to Marvels?
We can sure.
I know Given Life wants to call in. What you want to do, buddy?
I think that was a great action-packed show.
I think
If
so,
you
too.
want to,
We
we
hit
can
that.
talk Marvels, or we could just come back to it next episode.
Next episode.
I don't want to drag it on. To
I don't
where
want
it
to drag it
becomes
on
boring.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk the Marvels.
Yeah.
We'll review it next
We
time. for
watched the
Marvel Minute.
Marvels. If you've watched it, you know why we're not really pushing to talk about it.
It fucking sucks.
No, it's it really didn't. It wasn't that great. Hey, but Deadpool's coming. Deadpool's on
yes,
its way.
Deadpool
Get
is
ready.
coming.
Everybody be proud for that movie. We got it. We got this.
What you doing there?
I'm
everybody?
trying to let people know it'll be okay. I'm sick of all the hate. I'm sick of the MCU hate.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be
hear it.
okay, guys.
Everything has been good.
It's gonna be okay. Townsend Brown,
Townsend Brown, like you're his fucking
Bayfield
PR guy.
Brown effect.
Bayfield Brown. So we're calling it then, huh?
Let's call
All right. From Jara's Rectum.
it. You know what, you guys?
Talk to him, Jay. Tell him, dude.
I love
fucking
y'all.
tell him. Oh,
I love y'all. We
Keep
talked
telling
about the craziest stuff today. What do you think? Am I out of my mind? Did the Philadelphia experiment actually take place? Am I just underplaying something extraordinary? Am I being disinformed? Let me know. What do you think about this Townsend Brown stuff and his links to UFOs? And did I make a pretty good case that he might have cracked it in the 40s? Let me know what you think about that. Thank you to the chat. You guys were nonstop. We love you so much. Get ready for some more content coming soon. I'm probably going to do a video about this subject today. Get a little bit more specific, so keep an eye out for that.
yeah. And we're gonna do a quick TikTok live after this.
Okay.
Which you have to stay for.
I'm not doing.
Because we gotta have 30 minutes to get monetized. But
I don't have time for that.
well, you have to, so that's okay.
Okay.
But that's okay. But so guys, yeah, Jared said it well. But I love you so much. You are everything, and thank you so much. D Lavar said, "Great show, worth every penny." Thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah, we appreciate
Chase,
you guys so
Tina,
much.
D Lavar, you guys freaking rock.
Very kind.
Chase said that was fun. Maybe some
Yeah.
conspiracies for next week, please.
Okay.
And paranormal, back to the classics.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, well, we gotta keep you guessing. We gotta keep you on the toes.
Chase, you know I love that shit. I'll do something for you.
Yeah, we got you.
I got something for you.
Well, we got some good stuff planned already. So you know what?
Yeah.
Let's not. But hey, guys, we appreciate you. We love you so much. You are everything. You are the bee's knees. You are the cat's PJs. And we will see you next Tuesday. But we have fun stuff coming out in between then. And make sure to catch us on TikTok and Instagram lives because we're hitting that shit with
likes and subscribes.
We're hitting that shit hard. Likes and subscribes. Yes.
Thank you, please.
Yep. All right, guys.
Share the videos.
Love you so much. See you Tuesday.